everybody, it's Oksana, and today I want to show you how to wrap this little crystal point. So it's a rough crystal. If you want to see how I turned it into a pendant, then just keep watching. So I'm starting out with 3 wires that are 21 gauge square dead soft copper, and if your stone is a little larger than mine, then I would probably use 20 gauge, but I'm using 21 because I have an itty bitty little crystal here. It's a little amethyst point. So it's probably like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, depending on where you measure. So then I have my wire that is 22 gauge half round. Again, dead soft copper. And I'm starting this pendant out in the same way that I've been starting the past few pendants, which is by wrapping around the middle. So the difference between this pendant is that it uses a rough crystal versus a cabochon. So I'm just flattening this up like that, and I'm just doing a few wraps so that everything holds together nicely. So it's just a little bit more maneuvering the frame when you are trying to secure your rough crystal. And because rough crystals are all different from each other, you just kind of have to play around with it. I mean, I'm going to demonstrate on this one, but yours may be, you know, different shape and size and all that stuff. So you just have to look at your stone and see how you want to position it. So I think I want it to go this way so the longest part is kind of facing me. So then the frame, this is going to be the very bottom where it's connected. I think that it would probably work best if it were to kind of sit on it like this. But you have to see with your individual stone because there's kind of a little bit of a flat portion there. So then, just bending my wires. And if your crystal's thick, you may want to use more than 3 wires, but I'm just using 3 because this is a relatively little crystal. And because mine has a point, I want that point to be kind of displayed. So when I start my bail, the way I bent my little frame, I'm going to start it right there because I want it to be noticeable that it's a point. Let me just fix this because it just got a tiny bit shifted here. There we go. So now you can take it out. Mine's actually staying in nicely, so I'll just leave it in. And wrap a few times around this, connecting your wires. And then I'm just gonna take the front 2 wires on each side and just kind of bend them like so to get them out of the way. And now I'm going to continue wrapping this half round wire, but I'm going to wrap around the very back wires, and those are going to be my bail. So wrap as high as you need for your bail to be. And it's fine if your stone falls out. You can just take it out and put it back in when you're, ready to actually start securing it. And I will show you how I'm going to secure mine in 1 second after I do the bail. All right, so I'm cutting my wire so that the little tail end is in the back so that when I press it down, it stays in the back, and I'm just gonna go across everything and press it down. Now, if you've watched my previous few videos and seen how I do the bail normally there, so I bend it into the bail shape, and then I use this little tail wire to kind of wrap around, and you're welcome to do that. However, because this is a point and there's this empty gap above it, it might be visible. These wires back here usually make like little loops, and they might be a little visible. So if you have room, the way that I have room, what you want to do is, first of all, let's cut these a little bit so they're easier to work with. Leave yourself some room, leave yourself like at least 1/2 inch, like I just did right here. And the first thing you're going to do is we're going to finish off this tail. Actually, hold on, how did I? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this wire through to make a little wrap around here. See that? And I'll push that up, I know it's not tight. And then bring it back, like all the way around, and then put it in again to make another wrap around the other side. Now you can use your pliers to make that, you know, nice and tight and pretty. Like so, and then you can just cut that little tail, cut it inside of your frame so that the little end of the wire just stays in here. Squish it down. So the reason I did that is just to get rid of the tail end, and so it's harder for it to unravel. If I just, the way it was coming out, if I just cut it, it would be prone to unraveling. All right, so now bringing these wires through from my bail, so they're just going all the way through, bending them up, and then you're basically just wrapping them around your frame. So anytime you have a little gap up top of your pendant, it kind of gives you the ability to do that. Now, here on the back, first I just cut them so it'd be easy to put them through, but now I want to cut them and I want to leave just a little bit. See how much I'm leaving? Just so I can tuck that under into the frame. So I'm going to do that here as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pliers. I'm going to kind of bend those little ends into the frame, and then I'm going to squish it down. Like so. And same thing here. Now you can get all fancy with these wires that are left over. These 2 and 2, you can make, you know, swirls and things and whatever you want, really. Or if you want to have it be really plain and simple, you can cut them short. And I'm just going to do this because in my other videos I've been doing all kinds of different things. And just to mix it up, this time I'm just going to use my round nose pliers and just bend those into a little loop, like so. So this is our frame, and now I'm going to pop my crystal back in the way that it was, which was this way. Actually, I think it might be easier to work it in from the back. There we go, it was like this. So what you want to do now is you want to separate these wires, and you want to make various bends, and here's where it just kind of really depends on your crystal to trap the stone in. So you want the wire to be both on the front and the back of your stone to make a little frame that traps the stone in there. So I'm just using my nails, I'm just separating these wires. See, I just separated them out, so it'll be easy for me to maneuver them and just grab them with my pliers. So I'm going to start on the back, and I'm just going to bring these back wires this way, like that. So now this crystal is not going to pop out the back. The back is way too small for it to pop out, but it can fall out the front here, especially because it has this little thing sticking out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the wire on the bottom here as low as I can, and I'm just gonna bend to try and kind of get on the edge of that crystal and try and hold it so that it can't come out the front. Okay. And then you want to try and move it. So my stone is not coming out the front, but it is moving a little bit side to side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it, just bend with my fingers to center it a little bit. There we go. So the little point is centered. And now I'm just going to grab this, grab both of them, both of these wires, just bend them. And now it's not moving, so it's good, but just because the other wires are bent, I think it would look better if all of the wires were bent. And now it is not moving. It's not gonna pop out, but if you notice up here, look how messed up that got. So you just wanna fix these, if yours, of course, got messed up like mine did. I think it just got pushed a little bit forward. I think I need to cut one of them just a little bit shorter. All right. There we go. That fixed them. So that is it. Here's my little crystal amethyst point, and it is not going anywhere. It is trapped in that little frame. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.